Welcome back to the Half Acre Review, where we take a quick look into the world of Half Acre beer with the people who know it best, the Half Acre staff. Today we're joined by Duncan Crowell, Half Acre's own innovation brewer. How's it going, Duncan?
Going great.
Alright, so today we're looking at Benthic, Half Acre's annual bourbon barrel-aged Imperial Stout with toasted coconut and coffee, which releases alongside a number of variants year to year. For this episode, Duncan and I will be enjoying original Benthic alongside all 5 variants in a beautiful flight of 5-ounce pours. Smooth drinking, with a silky mouthfeel and a robust flavor profile, Benthic carries a decadent theme of toasted coconut throughout. So up first, we have that original OG Benthic. Now, Benthic is named after the Benthic Zone, the lowest level of a body of water, which makes sense because when I look at this stout, I feel like I'm suddenly at the bottom of the ocean myself. This thing is as dark as night. Now tell me, Duncan, what gives Benthic that distinctive hue?
It's a combination of dark roasted malts. There's chocolate malt, dark chocolate malt, little roasted barley.
Oh yeah.
Not to mention we boil the beer for a long time. That concentrates sugars, caramelizes the wort, and gives you a darker color.
Nice. Let's go ahead and move on to the vanilla. Woo-wee! That vanilla flavors hit me right up front. I think we all want to know, is this brew actually brimming with beans?
It is, yeah, very much brimming with beans. In total for Benthic, we used about 24 pounds of Madagascar beans.
That's a lot of beans. I'm not a bean myself, I'll tell you that much, but if there's going to be one bean, I think it's going to be the vanilla bean.
That's right.
Next up, we're looking at this Margie's Candies collab. I'll tell you, I'm excited about this one. Turtle. The last time I was at a candy shop like Margie's, I was knee-high to a splinter. But I gotta be honest, Duncan, this Turtle Benthic just transported me. Could you tell me briefly about the experience brewing a Benthic variant inspired by chocolate turtles?
Yeah, a bit of R&D to nail down the flavors within the beer. We decided we needed a caramel component. With that, we had some very extended aged barley wines, which have a lot of oxidized sugars that give you kind of caramel flavor.
Oh, yeah.
So we blended that in with base Benthic that already had double coconut and vanilla. Finally, we needed that pecan flavor, right?
And I'm getting it.
You know, we didn't want to dissuade people with nut allergies from drinking this beer.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to use real pecans and discovered that toasting flaked oats and infusing it into the beer, much like we do our coconut, really gives a nutty pecan-like flavor.
It's so thoughtful of you to think about those nut allergies out there. Next up, Fable of Monsters. Now break it down for me, Duncan. This Benthic vintage is aged in barrels up to 35 months. I mean, that's almost as old as my nephew. Tell me, is there a cap on how long we can barrel age Benthic?
You know, there's no cap on anything if you really set your mind to it. But there's no cap on anything. There's gonna be a limit to it at some point, and you're gonna start to see some off flavors.
You don't want a rotten turtle. So let's go ahead and move on to that apple brandy. You can smell the apples from a mile away.
Yeah, that's good.
How do you think the process of brewing Benthic has evolved over the years?
I mean, we've really dialed things in as best as we can. It involves every single hand in production to get this beer made and made right. With the amount of coconut that we're toasting, all the ingredients we're putting in, this requires a lot of labor. And our Half Acre production team, we get it done.
You're knocking it out of the park. Moving on to the 2x4, I can smell that stuff from here. Talking toasted coconut, I gotta ask, about how many pounds of crispy, crunchy coconut did you toast this go around? And how much of that toasted coconut ended up in that 2x4?
We toasted roughly 3,000 pounds of coconut. The crazy part is 1,100 pounds of that made its way into 2x4.
Oh my, you can do the math, break that down what I just had, which was probably a couple coconuts. And I'm kind of coconuts about this Benthic batch this year, 2024. So we thank you for joining us here at the Half Acre Review. We thank Duncan Crowell for being here. Slam Duncan some Benthic with me. We hope you join us for the next episode. Until then, let us know when we get there.